Hi, I'm Douglas Stevens.
Hi.
Thank you for helping us. Would you state your name for the record?
It's Claire Nguyen.
And could you give me your address?
It's 1539 North Damon Avenue, Chicago, Illinois, 60622.
North what avenue?
North Damon Avenue.
Could you spell that?
It's D-A-M-E-N.
C-A-N-A-N.
C is in Charlie?
D as in dog. A is in apple, N as in men, E is in Emily, and N as in Nick. Damon.
Got it. And what was the zip code again?
60622.
I apologize because we're using a speaker system and it sounds like there's a little wind on your cell phone too. I don't know if that's what it is or not, but I think we're good enough. Let me ask you a question. Okay. Do you presently live in Chicago?
Yes.
All right. All right. Directing your attention to June 12, 2011, on or about that date, did you witness a collision between a car driven by a man and a car with a family in it?
Yes.
Could you tell us what you saw?
I was in the car with my boyfriend. I was in the passenger side, and a car on the right side flew off the ramp and cut through the median directly in front of us, and it hit the car directly next to us. And then the car was hit so hard that it actually flew across the middle median into the other side of the road.
And was the car that... Did one car broadside the other then? Is that what you're saying?
Did one car what?
Broadside or T-bone? What? I'm just trying to get a term for the impact.
I don't know the correct term, but it hit the other car on the right side of the car.
All right.
Fully on the side, yeah.
The car that was struck, was that the car with the family in it?
Yes, the car with the family and the SUV was struck.
Before the accident, the car with the family was traveling in front of you?
They were traveling in the lane to the left of us, and they were just a little bit faster than us.
And that means they were, how many car lengths do you think they were in front of you when this first happened, when you first saw the other car coming?
I mean, they must have been exactly one car in front of us. They were very close.
All right. Were you driving or was Jim Kesslin driving?
His name is Jeff Kesslin, and he was driving.
I'm sorry. After the accident, let me ask you this. When you first saw the car with the man in it, where was it?
When I first saw it, it was flying it was on the right side of the road. He was coming down the ramp, and then he was going really fast, and he flew off the ramp and cut over the median directly into the road towards us.
Was the median covered by grass?
I don't remember anymore, but I think so.
How far of a distance did the man's car travel when it was not on any roadway or ramp?
When it was on the median?
Okay, yes. I mean, you're saying it left his ramp and crossed the median and then entered the other highway, correct?
Yes.
How far did it cross? How far did it go from when it left the ramp until it entered the highway?
That I don't know.
Could you tell me in car lengths?
It was a fair amount of car length, maybe like 3 car lengths.
All right. The entire time you saw the man's car before the collision, did you ever see it change its direction?
Well, I mean, he was going down the ramp correctly on the road, and then it changed directions when it veered off of the ramp and into the median.
Okay. I'm sorry, I missed that. The last thing you said, I interrupted you.
Just that it was going on the road directly down the ramp until it veered left.
And from the time,
And that's where it cut into the median, and that's where he drove directly into the road.
from the time it left the ramp, as it crossed the median and entered the other highway, did it change direction at all, or was it going straight in its...
I would say it was going perpendicular to the highway, or the road that I was driving on, or that my boyfriend was driving on.
What I'm trying to determine is once he left the ramp, did the direction of his vehicle change at all in the sense that if he had turned his wheels to the left or right, it would change direction?
No, he just went straight on.
From the time you first saw his vehicle until the collision, did you see his vehicle change speed in any way?
No, it was a fast constant speed.
It was a fast constant?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Where are you employed?
I'm employed at a retail store.
Okay, is that anthropology?
It's a company that's a sister brand with Anthropology.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry to ask that out of the blue, but I forgot to ask before.
It's called Beholden.
It's called what?
Beholden.
Okay. After the collision, what did you do?
Then we pulled off to the side of the road and we went out to see whether everyone was okay.
And did you approach any car or person?
I mean, I didn't know who was who at this point. All I had seen was cars. And I saw an older gentleman sitting on the side of the road. He was a white Caucasian male, and he was sitting there. I asked him if he was okay, and he didn't really respond to me. And then I walked to the next car, and the car with the family in it, and all the children were crying.
Did you notice any injuries on anybody?
The children looked okay, but the mother looked like she had been hurt, and she was stuck in the car. And the gentleman, he looked okay, but I think he injured like his finger.
Were all the people in this accident strangers to you?
Yeah, I didn't know any of them.
Did you hear the man who was sitting outside, who had been in the car alone, say anything afterwards?
I haven't heard him say that he wasn't even drinking. I heard him say that once. I don't know what that meant or whatever, but I did hear him say that.
That's all the questions I have. Mr. Carita has questions.
Ms. Nguyen, when the defendant or the man said he wasn't even drinking, do you know if someone had just asked him a question about that?
No, I was, at this point, I was the only one around him, so he was kind of just mumbling to himself, and said, I wasn't even drinking.
All right. And what other observations did you make about that man physically? What was he looking like? What was he doing after the accident?
He looked like he was shaking. He looked physically okay, but he looked like he was shocked.
All right. What part of his body was shaking? His whole body, just his hands, his upper body?
He was sitting on the curb, and he looked like he was just, slightly shaking in general. I don't remember one particular part of his body, just like he was visibly shaken up.
And when you observed him after the accident, did he appear like he was fully in control of his mental capacities?
In control of his what?
Mental capacity?
That, I don't know.
All right. Did you observe him getting any treatment at the scene?
I did see paramedics coming towards him.
All right. And did you observe them administer any medicines or shots to him?
To be honest, I don't remember anymore.
Okay. Do you recall talking to the lawyer, Mr. Stevens, on the telephone and saying to him, when talking to him, that you saw that the man who was driving alone had been given a shot by the paramedics?
To be honest, I don't remember, but I did hear the recording. It's been a while, but I do vaguely remember people talking about him going into shock and that he needed insulin or something along those lines.
Okay. And do you think that you heard that from some of the people at the scene or from the man himself?
I think it was definitely the people who were helping the paramedics, not him.
Okay. Now, before the impact, when you observed his vehicle, as you put it, on the median, did you actually saw him driving on the ramp first, correct?
I did.
And up until he veered to the left, there was nothing unusual about what he was doing, correct?
I saw that he was going really fast up the ramp.
Okay.
Like much too fast, and that's when I noticed him.
All right. Did you notice, were you able to see him in particular inside the vehicle during this time, or was it just the vehicle itself you observed?
I was not able to see him. I had no idea who was in either car. I just remember that it was a Jeep, and I believe that it was white.
And when the vehicle was going across the median, did you observe the driver of that vehicle moving around at all?
I couldn't think. It was too fast.
That's all I have, ma'am.
This is Mr.
Okay.
Stevens again. Thank you. We're finished.